Hey, hello everyone. How are you? Welcome to another pick a card reading. Today I'm going to do a reading to answer a viewer's question. She has relentlessly asked me to do this reading, so I thought that this is a good time to do that, and I'll do this reading today. So it is a yes or no question, and it's simple yes or no to any of your questions. So take your time, think a question, and then choose a pile. Pile one is color crayons, pile two is white pen, pile three is color pencils, and pile four is the bell. So, what I'm going to do here is that you will have a strong yes, a strong no, or neutral. Let's see what we have. I've planned for this and picked the cards. I don't know if we'll get uh, different answers for different things, but let's see. So, pile one. So I have some supporting cards, but first I need to know if it's a yes or it's a no. So the answer is neutral because I checked it at two levels. At one level, definitely is yes, but on the other level here, it's a no. So it's neutral. It really doesn't matter a lot if you uh, do this or not. It will work out in a very peaceful way if you believe. It's strongly talking about your belief system. It's not uh, really worried a lot about the un- uh, universe or the people around you or the environment around you or what it is. If you believe that this is possible, definitely it will happen, because what's going to challenge you here is your own ability to rebel to your own self and stop receiving the gifts from the universe, because the universe is constantly sending you gifts and you would be postponing the possibility because you will rebel with your own self. At this stage, I don't want you to change your mind. Whatever you want to do, the answer would be yes if you don't constantly change your mind with new opportunities showing up. They might be good for you, or they might not be good for you, but right now, what you have in your mind, if you really want to go ahead with it, there are a lot of distractions in your immediate environment, and the cards are suggesting that you should stop getting distracted and you should just focus that it is going to happen and it will happen. Okay, this was the order here. The order is important for me, so I am trying to keep these cards on the other side so that I can see the oracle cards uh, and what they are saying here to guide you. So the cards are suggesting that you are free. You have your freedom. You really don't have to depend on anyone in this case to do whatever you want to do, whatever you have been wanting to do. You don't want to depend on others. The more you depend on others, you are postponing the possibilities of doing whatever you want. You definitely don't want to depend on others. You have all your answers. You have prepared well for what you have wanted in the past and what you have done in right or being doing right now. And it's the violet chakra card here. Violet chakra card is the third eye chakra, if I'm not wrong. Somehow I'm going blank with which one is this. Uh, Either it's the not the third eye chakra, it's the seventh chakra on the top. Uh, it's either of them. Please check it. But the message is that you are divinely connected with the spiritual being of yours, and your spiritual being is helping you to release the dependency that you have on others, and you are rebirthing. The snake here is nothing to be scared of. The snake here is talking about its ability to shed off its skin and to find a new rejuvenated being in itself. So through spiritual freedom and following your own path and not depending on anyone else, you are releasing your doubts, you are releasing your uh, energies that are blocking your ability to do whatever you wanted to do. The answer is yes, it will happen. Uh, because the answer was neutral, it was not strong, yes, it was not strong, no. I would say that it's your own ability, as the cards very clearly said here. If you believe through peaceful resolution, if you believe, things will happen in your favor. So the Ascension card shows up here. It's a pretty message here. Move into your true self. Rise above the darkness. The light is here. Pretty much repeating what I said right now, right? So, uh, the cosmos, the universe, the divine is willing to help you if you are willing to not get distracted and not worry about what others feel, what others will do, or how others will react, or how others will sabotage your work. Don't worry about them. Let them do what they want. Don't care about them. Don't worry about them. It will happen, and it will happen for good. So your biggest worry is that how you can be happy. You need to be happy. You should just work on your happiness right now, and don't worry about anything else. Uh, it's the prayer here is thank you for helping me open my heart to happiness, joy, and bliss. I am now willing to see all the goodness in my life. It's a very powerful prayer, and I can't emphasize that how much you should keep working on this, that you should be thankful for the universe to providing you the freedom to be happy and respect that freedom and accept that happiness. Because if you don't accept that happiness and if you not respect that freedom, sooner or later it will go away. While it is here, enjoy it and uh, cherish every moment of it, because life moves in circles, and this freedom will turn into something more fruitful later if you use it properly right now. And right now is the moment to use it properly to achieve whatever you want, and it is very much possible in your favor. So, this is your reading. I'm going to stop there, put these cards aside to start the next reading. I hope you found this useful. Please mention it below. Hi, if you've chosen pile 2, the white pen, this is your reading. So I'm going to put these cards aside. These are the supporting oracle cards. We'll see them later. First, let's see whether it's a yes or no. So there are two levels in which I'm seeing this, whether it's a yes or no, and then I'm going to say whether okay, like pile 1, this is also neutral, because on this set of cards here it says the answer is yes, and here it clearly says it's no. So it's neutral. The Although it says no, it says that don't stop and utilize the opportunity in your hand. Go ahead and do whatever is there in your hand and don't stop. The reason why it says you should not go ahead immediately is here because you are not well prepared to handle it. You are not mature enough to handle it. That's why it says no. But on the other level, it says that if you are willing to make uh, the change to be that mature person, to be that ripe fruit, what you can do artificially, you can do a lot of things to mature fruit, right? Some people give artificial injections. Some people just cover the raw fruit. Like I remember during my childhood, we used to have two mango trees in our garden, and we used to pluck the raw mangoes, wrap them in paper, and keep them so that they can mature faster in the heat. So it's a kind of conditioning that we provided with artificially, but then it was a organic way, not chemical based, not injecting any chemicals in the fruit, right? So, which is like organically, can you connect with the source? Can you connect with the divine source to get that maturity? If the answer is yes for you, you can connect with your source in a spiritual way, then nothing is going to stop you. You don't have to live this ordinary life and struggle with things. You can go ahead, and the answer is yes, and you can do things. But if you cannot bring in that maturity on a spiritual level to ground yourself, sooner or later, this opportunity will become a burden. Better is that you don't venture into it at all. So the answer is very neutral. It's in your hand. Uh, if you are willing to work hard and spiritually gain access to spiritual uh, reliance or spiritual powers, ground yourself, definitely the answer is yes, you can do that. It will be that you have to work very hard. Laziness will not help you at all. You have been very lazy in past few days. It's quite evident here. So I need to keep this in a specific order because the cards are meant to have a meaning in an order. So let's see what the oracle cards have to say. Okay, the cards are saying that the abundance that you have been looking for is there for you, and it's going to help you, it's going to take you further. You need to forgive yourself for the laziness that you had in the near past. There can be thousand reasons for that laziness, and don't try to venture into finding the reasons why you were lazy and what you can do to improve yourself. The stage is already gone. You were lazy, it's fine. You have done something to overcome that, or you have not done something to overcome that. That's immaterial now. What can you do right now to overcome this and start working upon yourself? That is what you have to do right now. You need to stay calm and trust yourself that things will happen. You will be able to self express yourself and do whatever you wanted to do. And the answer is yes, you can do it. But you will require a whole lot of change in your behavioral pattern and support from supernatural, from the source. So, spiritual grounding is essential here, otherwise, it won't happen at all. So, the answer is yes, if you can attain that spiritual grounding. And don't ask me how to attain that spiritual grounding because it might be very difficult for me to generally specify it because it's very different for each one of you. For some of you, it might be chanting, for some of you, it would be just working out relentlessly. For some of you, it's connecting with the nature. For some of you, it is all the above. For some of you, it's none of the above, but something else. It is very difficult for me to judge it in a general reading, and I can't do that. Even if you ask me to do a tarot reading to find your spiritual grounding, it would be difficult. Tarot is not designed for that. Maybe through astrology, but through astrology, it is a whole lot of specialized thing. As of now, I avoid getting into that side of astrology, but I would say that if you are interested, go to a very famous, renowned astrologer, someone who can study your chart and give you that kind of analysis. But just don't go to any random astrologer. I would also say that. So, this is your reading. I hope you found it useful. But if you know how to spiritually ground yourself, well, this is definitely an answer of is yes, and you will find success in whatever you are trying to do right now. Whatever your question was, you should go ahead and do that if you can manage to find that spiritual grounding for yourself. So this is your reading if you chose pile 2, and hi, if you have chosen pile 3, this is your reading. So let's see what the answer is. Okay, the answer is, because I'm doing at 2 levels, it is consistent with 1 and 2, pile 1 and pile 2, that you are also neutral. It's neither strongly yes, neither strongly no. It depends on how you want to take this further. So I've kept the oracle cards aside to get into details of this later, but uh, the answer is yes, but the timing that you have been looking for is not the right time. So you will have to wait further, and you have to communicate this need of whatever you want to do very clearly to someone else. If communication is not clear, then things might become little more stressful in future, but definitely not during the time when you want to have it exactly at that moment. So it will happen little while later, but the time when you have chosen to do something or whatever the question is, it's some more related to timing. At that time, you need to communicate your desire very clearly, very positively, and then things will work out in future. At and the time that you have chosen is not the right, because if you do something at that time, there would be a sudden fallout of things, because you would be triggering a lot of karmic things from the past life. You don't want to bring all those karmic things back again in this life. So it might be a good time to wait and take things uh, in in your hand in near future, not immediately. Although the answer is not a very strong no, because at this level it is yes, and saying that you have to wait to find your answer, communicate clearly about what you want to have. And here it is, the cards towards yes are also strong. This row here, the top row is for yes, and the row here is for no. But this is stronger, this is little less stronger, but both have strong cards. So the answer is towards yes, a weak yes. It will happen, it's not neutral, it will happen, but not at that time when you want to have it. But when you want to have it at that time, it might be a nice idea to mention your desires very clearly and wait, because if you force things to happen at that moment, it will fall out for you in a very bad way, and it will bring a lot of stress for you. It will open up a lot of past life karma, because maybe in the past you wanted to have the same thing and you forced yourself on the situation in the past life, causing miserable pain to someone or some group of people. And this time you need to mention your desire and leave it up to them to decide whether they want to give you whatever you want, and just wait for their reply. It will come. They are willing to participate with you, they are willing to experience this with you, but with time, with little more understanding of what they are getting into, because you are not a bad person at all. You are quite mature person, but you also are little restless kind of person. So you don't understand why somebody is not understanding you, but they are going through their own uh, different phase of karmas in life, and you interfere with that and everything lash out, and it's misery for them. You have created misery for them, so the misery has to follow you, and not the best thing to do right now. Just communicate your ideas very clearly, and they will sort out their karma, whatever is going on in their life. They'll create a free, empty space for you in the near future and invite you in their space, and things will work out. So, okay, I need to keep this aside in the same order because the order is quite important in this reading, and see what the oracle cards have to say. Okay, the oracle cards are actually saying the same thing. You need to let go of that negative situation, unhealthy situation, because you will create an unhealthy situation, as I said before, by pushing too hard. You don't have to push anything. You don't have to push things at all. You just communicate clearly that I wish if I could have this in my life, and if you wanted to have something with a special person, I wish I could have such thing with you. Just mention that, and maybe we may have it, maybe we may not have it. Let's see. Leave it on time and mention that and move on. And the seed is planted in that person's mind, and it's up to the other person to decide what they want to do with that seed. Because if you try to force that seed uh, to sprout immediately, you will mess up everyone's karma. So the seed will create a sacred vision. Don't worry. It will clarify and cleanse things in the present and produce some nice situation, communion, a nice situation for you to get together and celebrate your life in future by managing some healthy boundaries when you are planting the seed. So I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to just let you know whatever you're trying to do, it's possible by following a healthy boundary. Let's see what the cards have to say if you have chosen pile 4. Okay. There were two levels of yes or no to judge if it's a strong yes or if it's a strong no. Okay, like all other piles, it's a conditional yes and it's a conditional no. The reason why I brought two levels was because nothing is black or white in the universe, and that's the I follow a lot of yes or no readings on YouTube, and I tend to do a lot of yes or no readings also. But sometimes they are beautifully correct and they are inspiring, and sometimes they are totally off. And that's the reason why I wanted to ensure that I can account for going totally off in it and give you a possibility how to. Is overcome that challenge. So on one level, it is no, saying that within next few months, things are not possible in the way that you are looking for, but something will emerge and you will have to take a wild new journey which will improve the situation and things will work out pretty well. You might have to fight with someone to achieve something, and then you will get that harmony in life. So, for right now, I say that don't relentlessly follow this. Take a chill pill, take a break for a few months, maybe a few weeks. For some of you, I'm still seeing that for some of you, it's few weeks, not few months, but at least 2 to 3 weeks. Just relax and don't worry about things. What I see here is that uh, you are in for some kind of uh, trouble with moral issues of taking this whole thing forward. And nevertheless, you still keep moving forward, and the moral issues are getting sorted out, and you will have your abundance and you will have your clarity in near future. Things will work out very well and harmony will happen. Just timing is off. Don't do it immediately. Things will work out. So let me put this aside and see what the oracle cards have to say. Okay, they're clarifying about the morals because somehow a moral issue is totally grounding the whole picture, and the cards are suggesting don't have that moral fear. You are on the right side. Don't worry about it. If somebody challenges you on the moral grounds, you can gracefully walk out of this without having a slightest dirt on yourself. You can handle it. The ancient spirits, your forefathers and their forefathers, and all your ancestors are watching upon you. It's a very rare thing that we don't acknowledge our ancestors in the modern tradition, but there were a lot of ancient traditions. Uh, all those Latin American traditions and Vedic traditions, they had space for uh, ancestors, and they had specific dates, specific parts of the month when they prayed to them and they communicated with them. So, whether you do pray to them now or you don't do it doesn't matter, but they are there. They will, they cannot stop seeing you. However good or bad person you are, it doesn't matter. They are seeing you and they are working for you or against you depending on what they want to make out of you, constantly guiding you. They are constantly spiritually doing right things for you. It might look wrong to you in your present ambitious world, but doesn't matter. They are still doing the right things and creating the right opportunities for you. And in this particular case, they are protecting you. So don't worry. So you will have choices in near future to go ahead with this or a better choice, leave, drop this altogether and take a better opportunity. So that's the reason why give yourself some time and you will transform into a better being in near future, because you waited, because you didn't rush into things, and because you opted a different choice, or you went ahead with this knowing that the different choice was there. Sometimes going with the original choice is not wrong at all, but doing it with the awareness that okay, there was an alternative thing that came, but I still chose the original thing. and I'll work and ensure that things transform in a more successful venture, because now you are more aware of what the alternative was. And sometimes the alternative would be so appealing that you'll just drop this like a hot potato and go and take the uh, new opportunity. But let the new opportunity reveal itself and then make the decision. That's what the cards are saying. And don't rush into things for now. So this is your reading if you have chosen pile 4. Thank you so much for watching this video, and bye bye. And if you want to have a special reading, personal reading with me, visit my website. The link is given below.